Welcome to my channel, Explore and Learn by NK.
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to Explore and Learn by NK. So today I have brought some very interesting topic, that is artificial intelligence in MuleSoft. So I have collected 20 frequently asked questions on AI in MuleSoft. So you should also get hold of it, right? So without, as we all know that AI is not required for success in the MuleSoft ecosystem, right? So because MuleSoft infuses AI into its core automation and integration tools, so professionals must learn these AI features to build modern systems and stay valuable in their careers, right? So first question is, right, why AI matters in MuleSoft? It's a smart automation, fastest work, and better data usage, right? So in this video I'll cover AI agents, MCP, agent fabric, API governance. So 5 questions I'll cover on AI plus MuleSoft fundamentals, 5 on MCP and AI agent connectivity, 5 for orchestration, security and governance, and 5 for LLM, RAG and real world scenarios. So now first is what is AI in MuleSoft? What do you understand AI in MuleSoft? So AI in MuleSoft refers to using MuleSoft integrations, API and agent capabilities to connect AI applications and agents with enterprise systems. Okay, in very in a governed way. So now the now it's changed, right? It's not like API end-to-end connectivity. Now we have to expose our end system to the AI client. So that's where AI comes into picture in MuleSoft. Now how does MuleSoft help build AI powered applications? So MuleSoft provides APIs, connectors, transformations, orchestration and governance. So these capabilities let AI applications, AI clients securely access enterprise data, right, and invoke business operations instead of connecting directly to every backend. So AI system, we should not let AI applications directly communicate with backend system, but it should be through MuleSoft, so that it will securely access enterprise data and invoke business operation instead, right? Now what is MuleSoft agent fabric? You must have heard about agent fabric. So this is very core AI feature MuleSoft has offered, and MuleSoft has is offering. So agent fabric is a MuleSoft's approach for discovering, governing, securing and orchestrating AI agents or MCP and their interactions with enterprise capabilities. So actually it helps organizations manage agent to agent and agent to system connectivity. So in agent fabric there are 4 core pillars, like discover, govern, secure and orchestrate, right? So these are the 4 core features for MuleSoft agent fabric. So you should understand this. Now what is an AI agent? An AI agent is a software that can understand a goal, reason about the next step, and use available tools or APIs, MCP, and perform actions. Like AI agent, we can say that it acts as a human, right? So it understands the task, reason about the next step, and the best available tools which it can use. So in an enterprise, MuleSoft APIs can provide the controlled business capabilities an agent is allowed to use, right? Now how does an AI agent interact with MuleSoft APIs? So the question is, AI agent is there, but how it will interact with MuleSoft APIs, right? So the agent identifies the required capabilities, invokes the appropriate API or MCP tool with structured parameters, receives the responses and use the information to continue its task. So MuleSoft handles integration, transformation, and governance around the call. So MuleSoft can provide the raw data to the AI agents, and AI agents can analyze those data and respond with the filtered response, the structured response to the end user. So that's how AI agent can interact with MuleSoft APIs. Now, what is MCP? So Model Context Protocol is an open protocol for connecting AI applications with external tools, resources, and capabilities. So it provides a standardized way for AI clients to discover and use tools. So in MuleSoft we can transform our existing endpoint into MCP tools, and that MCP tools can be invoked, can be used by AI agent, so AI clients. And now, how does MCP work with MuleSoft? So MuleSoft can expose enterprise capabilities through an MCP based interface. So AI application can discover and invoke approved tools. So MuleSoft can connect those tools calls to existing APIs, applications, and backend systems. So we can understand like AI clients, and then AI clients will communicate with the will discover the MCP tools, and then MCP tools calls our existing APIs, application backend systems. So that's how MCP work with MuleSoft. So MCP versus REST API, what is the difference? Now the questions should come into your mind, that why MCP, why directly we cannot use the REST API. So REST is the general application integration style based on HTTP resource and operations. MCP is specifically designed for AI applications to discover and interact with tools and context. So an MCP tool can ultimately call REST API behind the scene. So MCP, like suppose I have an API, okay, and I need to integrate with AWS Bedrock, right? So we have to configure our REST API. Now suppose tomorrow organizations tell, okay, we have to integrate with cloud. So again we have to configure in different way, right, to interact with our REST API. But MCP is we can understand like USB-C port. MCP we have the same MCP, and MCP invokes our REST API in the backend, and so that MCP we can integrate with any AI clients without rewriting anything, right? So only just we need to configure. So we can understand MCP as USB-C port, one C port, and then we can connect with multiple gadgets, right? So what is MuleSoft MCP connector? The MCP connector provides Mule applications with capabilities for working with MCP based interactions. So it can be used when MuleSoft needs to participate in an AI agent or tool calling architecture involving MCP, right? So MuleSoft has provided the MCP connector so that we can expose our existing endpoints as an MCP tool. So now how can MuleSoft expose enterprise data to an AI agent? So MuleSoft can connect to systems such as Salesforce, database, ERP platforms, and custom applications, then expose selected capabilities through governed AI APIs or suitable agent MCP interfaces. Access should be limited to the data and operations required. So we can answer like this. So how can an AI agent securely access Salesforce through MuleSoft? So suppose if an AI agent wants to access Salesforce, how it can access securely through MuleSoft? So use MuleSoft Salesforce connectivity to expose only required business operations, then apply authentications, authorizations, API policies, validation, and logging. So the agent should never receive unrestricted access to the Salesforce, right? So what is AI orchestration in MuleSoft? So orchestration means coordinating between agents and MCP tools, APIs and tools, and other business processes to accomplish a larger task. So MuleSoft can act as an integration and an orchestration layer connecting AI reasoning with deterministic enterprise operations. So suppose if we have a use case like employee onboarding. So in employee onboarding we have multiple agents like HR agents, we can say their employee agents, on different agents we have. So how step by step, one it will invoke one agent, then how it will decide which agent needs to be called, right, which agent needs to accomplish its task. So that's the reasoning. MuleSoft has provided this agent fabric. One of the core pillar is orchestration. So that's orchestration coordinates between agents, APIs and tools. So how does MuleSoft govern AI agents? So governance and can include controlling which agents and tools are available, enforcing security policies, managing API access, monitoring interactions, and apply lifecycle controls, and maintaining auditability, like this observability. Now how do you secure AI agents using MuleSoft? So apply least privilege access, authentication and authorizations, and API policies, input validation rate, limiting, logging and monitoring policies. So high impact operations can also require deterministic approval or business rule checks, right? So what is the role of API manager in AI integrations? So API manager can help secure and govern the APIs that AI agent consumes. Now policies, access controls, analytics and life cycle management help ensures that AI applications use enterprise APIs safely and consistently. So this is also one of the most important questions, like what is the role of API manager in AI integration? You can explain this. So how can data weave be used in AI integrations? So data weave can transform enterprise data into JSON or other structure expected by an AI service and agent tool. So it can also normalize AI responses into the formatted required by downstream applications. So how can MuleSoft integrate LLMs such as an OpenAI or cloud? So MuleSoft application can call an LLM service through an HTTP or supported connector approach, transform prompts and responses with data weave, and handle authentications and errors, and then combine the model with enterprise API and business logic. So that's how we can use everything. We can integrate LLMs. So how would you build an AI chatbot using MuleSoft? Its typical design is user chat UI, then AI service or agent, then MuleSoft API layer and enterprise system. So MuleSoft retrieves authorized business information, transforms responses, and invokes business actions, while the AI layer handles conversational reasoning, right? So how do you implement RAG with MuleSoft? MuleSoft can integrate enterprise data sources and APIs that supply authorized current information to a retrieval workflow. Then retrieved context can be then provided to the LLM, so responses are grounded in enterprise data rather than only model knowledge, right? So now the design and enterprise AI agent orchestration using MuleSoft. So this would be the scenario based. So a strong answer could be user applications, then AI agent, then govern AI agent tool layer such as MCP, then MuleSoft APIs integration flows, and then Salesforce ERP or whatever backend system we have, and add API security, governance, monitoring, validation and approval controls for sensitive actions. So the quick revisions before the interview, right? Focus on understanding the architecture rather than memorizing definitions. So AI agents, agent fabric, AI orchestration, security, LLM integration, monitoring, MCP tool, API calling, API governance, data weave, RAG, real world architecture, right? So just go through this and share with your friends, and hope good luck and hope you like it. Thanks, happy learning.